Live, local, trusted. This is WKYT News.
Now on mid-morning, potentially severe impacts. What you can do to prepare for heavy rain on the roads.
Plus, 3 murder suspects in court. What the victim's family is saying now that arrests have been made.
And vandalism shuts down a Lexington pool where crews are at in the repairing process. Thanks for joining us on Mid-Morning. I'm Victor Puente.
And I'm Destiny Quinn. We've got another first alert weather day. Jim, we've seen a lot of rain these past few days. Should we be concerned about more rain today?
Yeah, it's going to get fired up again in a much bigger way later on. Now, we've had a few showers pass through parts of our area here today, and they've had some good soakers with them, but we're going to get it tuned up a little bit higher, I think, later on in the day when we get some of those showers and thunderstorms start breaking loose. But as it stands right now, most of our activity has settled down from the scattered stuff we had earlier. You got another complex we're going to watch drop in from the northwestern skies. This will build a little bit more. Right now it doesn't look as impressive as it did earlier, but it will likely build and drop in. And that's what the hour-by-hour forecast reveals. Notice how later in the day it starts coming together again. You get toward the evening hours, and here it comes. Some gusty winds, potential for severe weather, and that heavy rain. So right now, we're all quiet, but we'll start throwing those chances in again. And at times, that rain could be heavy. Already tracking the potential for more flooding, flash flooding across parts of Kentucky. But that's kind of the way this overall outlook breaks down throughout the rest of the day. Our first alert weather days continue even into tomorrow, as we could be tracking a couple of these little stronger cells that could hang out with us. I'll break it down in more detail coming up in just a few minutes.
Jim, we begin with breaking news. The U.S. and Russia have agreed to a large-scale prisoner transfer.
Officials say a number of Americans are expected to soon be in the care of U.S. leaders. Those include Evan Gershkovich and Paul Whelan. Both men were designated by the State Department as wrongfully detained. Earlier this month, Gershkovich, a Wall Street Journal reporter, was sentenced to 16 years in prison after he was found guilty of spying. He was arrested in March of 2023 while on a reporting trip. Meanwhile, Whelan, who was left out of several exchanges in the past, has been in Russian custody for more than 5 years. The American, Irish, British, and Canadian citizen was detained at a Moscow hotel on accusations of spying in 2018. He has been carrying out his 16-year sentence at a labor camp. That swap comes after months of quiet and complicated negotiations between Moscow and Washington. Just the news of it just broke within the last hour or so. We'll have more throughout the day. Well, as another wave of potentially severe weather rolls in, crews say they are on standby, but they need your help keeping roads safe.
Lucy Bryson is in Lexington with a message from emergency management.
Well, they want you to keep a keen eye out for some of that potential pooling water on the roadways. We've had a lot of rain as of yesterday and a couple of days before. You just saw pictures of some of that damage. And then we're also predicting rain to happen today and into the weekend. So the pooling water is always something that is possible around this time where there is a lot of rain. That looming threat could always be there even when you don't expect it to be. Now, after last night especially, drivers should be prepared for that risk of pooling water on the roads, and you may think that you're safe if you live by a creek or by a body of water, but that's not necessarily the case. It only takes as little as 6 inches to move a car, and that water can pool up anywhere. Lexington Emergency Management says it's never safe to drive through pooling waters, as some of the consequences can be deadly. We spoke with Emily Fay of Lexington Emergency Management yesterday. She tells us that the decisions that you make on the road could be life or death.
More deaths occur each year due to flooding than they do any other thunderstorm-related hazard event. And according to the CDC, more than half of those drownings are from people driving into the floodwaters. It's better to be inconvenienced than it is to be dead.
And if you do find yourself facing a puddle of water in the roadway, the best bet is for you to take a detour. Turn around, go a different direction, and wait for that water to die down before using that roadway again. For now in Lexington, I'm Lucy Bryson, WKYT.
Thanks, Lucy. About 1,000 Kentucky households are without power right now. Bluegrass Energy took this picture of a downed tree in the Bald Knob area. It fell onto a pole. Crews had to remove everything manually because they couldn't get their equipment to the damage. Outage maps showed they were able to get power restored.
A woman's vehicle almost slid into a creek in Bourbon County. The Millersburg police chief says the woman was fishing before work at Hingston Creek. When she tried to leave, her vehicle slid sideways. Crews struggled to get that SUV out because of the rain. Eventually, the dealer she bought the vehicle from showed up with a tow truck, pulled her out. Police say she even made it to work on time. You can keep yourself weather aware by scanning the QR code up on the screen. You can use it to download the WKYT First Alert weather app for weather alerts and radar. We are continuing to follow the case against 3 people charged in an Eastern Kentucky woman's murder.
They each appeared in court yesterday. Police say Michael McKinney III, known as MK, stabbed Stradlin in his father's home last year. His father, Michael McKinney II, and Josh Mullins are accused of covering up the crime. An indictment against them lists 7 counts of evidence tampering. That includes cleaning blood, hiding part of the murder weapon, and getting rid of surveillance footage.
This day, I've been waiting for it for a long time, and I'm so excited. I'm on cloud 9. It's about time. There's 25K right now, and I'd like to thank every one of them for all the support that they brought on here.
The judge ruled MK McKinney is being held on a $5 million cash bond. Michael McKinney is being held on a $250,000 cash bond. Josh Mullins is being held on a $100,000 cash bond.
A man is charged with murder after a deadly stabbing in southern Kentucky. That stabbing happened Tuesday in the Gray community in Knox County. Officers say Eric Hibbard stabbed and killed his stepfather, Norman McCreary. Court records show that McCreary had previously tried to get an EPO against Hibbard. An arrest citation says someone saw Hibbard place items inside of a trash can. It also says police recovered a weapon and clothing that matched a description worn by Hibbard.
A Bourbon County pastor is accused of sexually abusing a child. Dickie Tiller is charged with sexual abuse. A criminal complaint states the alleged abuse happened in May. Tiller is accused of using his phone to communicate with and take pictures of the victim. Investigators say Tiller was the victim's pastor at the time. This is new on Mid-Morning. Deputies in Scott County need your help finding a stolen truck.
It happened in the parking lot of Meade Tractor the night of July 28th. They say someone in a white Pontiac stole 2 John Deere Gators. They say they then loaded them into an Isuzu landscaping truck that they also stole. That truck has Meade Tractor logos on each side. Officers are asking anyone with information or with security footage from near there to give them a call. Governor Beshear is ordering flags to half-staff to honor a Kentucky correctional officer. Officer Hunter Scott Miller died last week in Danville during training at the North Point Training Center. Funeral services will be today at 11 at the showroom in Danville.
State senators from Lexington are celebrating the state budget today. The press event is celebrating funding allocations that were secured by the Kentucky General Assembly. Local leaders will also be at the event. It's today at 1:30 at Bluegrass Airport.
A public pool in Lexington is set to reopen this weekend after it was vandalized. Police say on Monday they were called out to Tate's Creek Aquatic Center for reports of criminal mischief. They say the grounds were broken into and a vandal had thrown items into the pool like a picnic table, some rocks, and broken glass. Crews had to drain the pool, clear it of any debris, and start needed repairs. They're now in the process of filling it back up with water.
This is fairly atypical. We always have some issues, but this is probably the first time in my 7 years that we've had something this big during season.
The Tate's Creek Aquatic Center will be back open at its normal time on Saturday. Police ask anyone with information on those vandals to give them a call.
London's police chief is retiring. Chuck Johnson became police chief in January of 2023. He's been in law enforcement since 1998. He also worked with Kentucky State Police and the Laurel County Sheriff's Office. Johnson's received several awards throughout his career, including the Medal of Valor from the Kentucky Sheriff's Association.
Kentucky voters will decide in the fall whether to allow public tax dollars to go to private or charter schools. That's a proposed amendment to the state constitution. Kentucky's new education commissioner opposes the amendment, says he'll follow any laws that could result from the outcome of the amendment vote.
There's a lot of questions there that, for me, they're not answered. It just opens the door, then there's a lot of possibilities. But I will also say this, I am a public servant. If it passes, if people feel like this needs to happen, then it'll be my job to make sure it happens to the best of it for all students.
You can catch the full interview on Kentucky Newsmakers. That'll air Sunday morning at 10 on the CW Lexington and at 11:30 on WKYT. And we have just under 100 tickets available for the 2024 St. Jude Dream Home giveaway in Lexington.
All of the money we raise goes right back to St. Jude. It ensures that no child who is treated at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in Memphis ever receives a bill, not for treatment, travel, or lodging. This year, through the Dream Home giveaway, we're hoping to raise $800,000 for people like Hassan Rahimi. He's the owner of Grace Rug Gallery and Brandon Crossing. He says he knows firsthand the life-saving work of St. Jude because his daughter was treated there in 2020.
And I told Christina then that it feels like my daughter is the last child on earth that she's been greeted by the head of hospital, and she's going to be taken care of here.
St. Jude is truly amazing. This year's home is located at 3520 Stolen Horse Trace. It's 1,600 square feet, has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, state-of-the-art appliances, and vaulted ceilings. To buy your ticket, scan the QR code you see on your screen right now. And to see all of our stories on the Dream Home and St. Jude, look for the St. Jude tab on WKYT.com or on our WKYT News app.
We are putting out a call for community art to be displayed inside of the St. Jude Dream Home. Local artists are invited to submit artwork for a showcase inside this year's home. That art show is August 21st. For more on submitting, go to our St. Jude tab on WKYT.com.
Coming up on WKYT Mid-Morning, a new set of wheels.
Now, 2 groups work together to make an adaptive bike for a Lexington woman to beat the odds.
And we're waiting on the next round of thunderstorms to start plowing into the area. It comes our way later today. I'll break it down for you.
Showers, rumble or 2 of thunder.
A lot of heat's going to be building in here.
No matter what's coming your way, you will always know first with the WKYT First Alert Weather Team.
When 18-wheelers throw their weight around, Kentucky drivers pay the price.
I'm attorney Daryl Isaacs, the Hammer. I am Kentucky's big truck lawyer. Yeah, big rigs have big insurance companies, but we know how to take them on in court. And when they throw something like this, we throw it back and demand something like this. Now that's more like it. Want to win your big truck case? With billions recovered for our clients, Kentucky, you know who to call. Call the Hammer.
Call 877-ALL-7s.
Apex Plumbing Solutions for all your planned and emergency needs. Highly trained, licensed, and bonded. We're available 7 days a week. We always answer the phone, and we always show up. Apex Plumbing Solutions is available when you need us. Installation, maintenance, and repair. You dump it, we pump it. We offer the best warranties in Central Kentucky. And with Apex Plumbing Solutions, you have the peace of mind your project will be done right the first time. Apex Plumbing Solutions. If it's related to plumbing, there's nothing we can't do.
Hi, I'm Lee Trevino. Most people know me for winning 6 PGA championships. With my bum knee, I started thinking I was going to have to trade my club in for a cane. Then I discovered Arthritis Knee Pain Centers.
Arthritis Knee Pain Centers has cutting-edge image-guided treatments that place a natural lubricating gel directly into your affected joints. This FDA-approved, non-surgical procedure replenishes the missing cushioning fluid to provide you with pain relief, comfort, and improved mobility without surgery or downtime. It's covered by Medicare and most private insurance. We've helped relieve the pain for thousands of our patients.
Arthritis Knee Pain Centers relieve my pain and change my life. They got me back in the game again, baby. Call them now and schedule your free knee pain assessment. Get the pain relief you deserve today.
In Lexington, call 800-914-6164. That's 800-914-6164.
Kentucky, call me. Peter's in the office. Now partnered with Whiteford, we have over 200 attorneys to help you on your journey to recovery. Our clients receive first-class legal service to ensure prompt communication, effective representation, and maximum recovery. Kentucky, call me.
Join me for WKYT Summer Grill and presented by G&J Pepsi.
Search WKYT, install, and enjoy.
It's completely free
and has everything you need in one spot.
Start streaming WKYT today.
Join me for Kentucky Newsmaker Sunday morning at 11:30 on WKYT.
Welcome back. A Louisville pediatrician who tried to hire a hitman to kill her husband will spend more than a decade in prison.
A judge sentenced Stephanie Russell to the maximum sentence of 12 years in prison. Russell pleaded guilty to federal charges of attempted murder for hire and stalking. She admitted to soliciting co-workers to kill her ex amid a custody battle. A former co-worker of Russell says it's shocking.
Jaw-dropping. Everyone was shocked. I mean, perfect princess did this? There is no way. There is no way that this is, Dr. Russell.
During her sentencing, Russell's ex-husband asked that she receive the maximum sentence.
New details have emerged about a deadly mass shooting in northern Kentucky earlier this month. Boone County dispatch logs reveal the shooter made threats before the attack that left 4 people dead and injured 3. The shooting happened at a birthday party. Emergency calls reveal that during the chaos, some partygoers hid in their basement, while others reported seeing the shooter continue to fire after leaving the house.
He's still shooting. He's here right now. He's still shooting. We have an officer out there now, sir. Just stay inside hiding, okay? Chase Garvey. He was the one that did it. Chase Garvey? Yeah.
Garvey took his own life following a police chase. An Eastern Kentucky University student was shot and is continuing to recover.
Deputies in Fleming County are investigating a deadly dirt bike crash. The sheriff's office says the 18-year-old was hit while riding a dirt bike on his way to work. It happened on Ewing Road. He has not been identified. The sheriff's office says the other driver remained on scene.
Georgetown is adding more resources to prevent fentanyl overdoses. The Wedco District Health Department says 2 more naloxone storage boxes were placed in the city yesterday. They're located at Bargain Hunt on Lexington Road and at the Ed Davis Learning Center. To get naloxone from the boxes, you just have to scan a QR code on your phone and answer a few questions anonymously. A Lexington woman is taking her new set of wheels for a spin.
Jessica Stanford was diagnosed with spastic quadriplegic cerebral palsy at birth. It affects all 4 of her limbs as well as her speech. Her parents say that didn't stop her from learning to walk or graduating high school with straight A's. Now they say she has a new hobby, biking. Her care team at the UK Healthcare worked with a nonprofit called Ambucks to provide her with her very own adapted bike.
When she finally got to ride it, she took off flying, and Heather had to chase her down the parking lot because she was going so fast. And she absolutely loved it. It was just amazing to see her finally get to ride a bike after 21 years.
Jessica has been spending the summer riding around her neighborhood. She wants to continue inspiring others to follow their passions.
Now, WKYT First Alert Weather with meteorologist Jen Caldwell.
It's kind of calm out there right now for us, which is giving us some time to warm up again. And the potential to be steamy hot is out there. The showers and thunderstorms have been slowing down that process for us. So as we look at the First Alert radar network, you can see we have some activity out there. It's just very limited in our area. Let's check out one batch. It's been hanging around for a little while. You get up into Fleming County here, and you've got some just passing through Flemingsburg within the past few minutes in the northern parts of Rowan County. So this goes up and back to right around the Interstate 64 as it starts to head on over into Carter County. So we're watching that. And just got this one right before I walked over here. This one that has developed there in parts of Estill County. There you see the city of Irvin, but you see out toward the community of Noland and along 89, a shower, a good little soaker has developed in that area. Part of the flood watch. You can see several counties clustered together down across southern and eastern sections of Kentucky that are considered in that watch. So that just adds to it. I mean, it really does. I know you're thinking that's a pretty small shower. It's not a big deal. Well, it still gets the ground wet all over again, or it just adds even more to the soil. We're going to be watching these northwest skies for more development. Some storms will start trying to line up, and as they do, they'll drop in on the Commonwealth of Kentucky. It has been the same repeated forecast over the past few days with these thunderstorm complexes that develop and drop in. We look at the big picture here, and we've got all kinds of heat. We haven't had to deal with it because it's been so wet, but heat has been a bigger story away from several states. You go up into the Dakotas, Minnesota, Iowa, and then you turn the corner down through Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky, and our part of Kentucky at least, and it's been about these rounds of showers and thunderstorms. Now we've got those showers and storms still riding up and over where the core of the heat is located. You see this? See where it's raining? See where you have most of the activity, again, developing in these spots. Now there might be some more development eventually from this, but we are going to see the brunt of it again. That's why we have a slight risk of severe weather, damaging wind, maybe an isolated tornado. It's a very small risk, but it's out there. and it's slight across most of our area. Every county touched in our area, at least, with a little hint of it. Here's what's going to happen. As we make our way through time, those showers and thunderstorms to our west will start developing. Look at all the heat. We have that potential to rise up to around 90 degrees. And then here comes that thunderstorm complex developing, passing through Louisville around 6 o'clock or so, and it's here in Lexington around 7:30. Check the numbers. I mean, you're at 70 in Lexington, still holding on to mid to 80s there in Richmond, and then it plows on through and weakens some, but it's producing some heavy rain and the possibility of severe weather. And we'll have some repeat scattered activity into your Friday as well. Here's a 10-day. You're looking ahead there. Calms down after a front goes through, but it doesn't cool down. It's just a calm down situation. It just kind of flattens out the pattern, but all that heat that's out there in those other places, it'll try to expand here. Maybe not as extreme, but still pretty steamy.
The little silver lining in that cloud there, though, the rain so far yesterday at least kept it from getting too hot.
It did, and I'll tell you what, we haven't had any major flood issues out there, so this is actually turning out to be beneficial. Hope we can stay on that track.
Let's keep it that way.
Yeah.
Shawn Mendes is back, and a new twisted thriller hits the big screen.
Christian Benavides has your eye on entertainment.
Josh Hartnett finds himself in a trap in the new M. Night Shyamalan thriller.
You know the butcher? The feds heard that he's gonna be here today.
Hartnett plays a serial killer known as the Butcher. He's evaded capture until he takes his teenage daughter to a pop concert, where he quickly realizes the show is all an elaborate setup for police to catch him. Trap hits theaters Friday. Shawn Mendes is teasing his upcoming 5th album called Shawn, along with the announcement the Canadian superstar released Isn't That Enough as an album trailer. That song, along with the lead single Why, both drop August 8th on Mendes' birthday. The full album comes out in October. And we're getting a look at the upcoming crime thriller, The Silent Hour. Joel Kinnaman stars as a hearing-impaired police detective in Boston, trying to protect a deaf witness from a brutal gang. The two strangers must lean on each other to outsmart killers they can't hear coming. The Silent Hour arrives in theaters and video on demand October 11th. That's your eye on entertainment. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
You and Jim pretty excited about that first movie.
We are. You like Josh Hartnett too.
I
You're
do.
talking about
Pearl Harbor.
From Pearl Harbor, as you know him there. But yeah, him and M. Night Shyamalan, like them both. Coming up on WKYT News, we have a look at today's top health stories, including new data on whether taxing sugary drinks helps battle obesity.
And here's a look at your lottery jackpots. Tonight's Powerball jackpot is $171 million. Friday's Mega Millions jackpot is $358 million.
In today's evolving healthcare landscape, the demand for skilled professionals continues to grow. Whether you're starting your career or aiming for advancement, let Midway University help you make a difference. Our online nursing and healthcare degree programs cover everything from fundamentals to the latest in management and public health. Be it nursing, healthcare advocacy, or management, Midway School of Health Sciences is here to guide you. Join our community of dedicated learners, passionate about making a difference in people's lives. Find out more at midway.edu/healthcare.
For new recipes for your summer grill, watch Mondays, Tuesdays, and Saturdays as we cook up something great on WKYT Summer Grillin', presented by G&J Pepsi.
Do you have Medicare and suffer with knee pain? Have you been told you have arthritis and that risky knee surgery with a lengthy recovery is the only answer? Well, stop everything and call the number on your screen, because Arthritis Knee Pain Centers has a non-surgical procedure that can eliminate your pain without surgery or downtime. Plus, it's covered by Medicare and most private insurance. Our doctors use an advanced image-guided procedure to restore natural lubrication and cushioning in your knees, to relieve your pain and restore your mobility without surgery or downtime. Many patients report relief after the first visit.
I'm not having any pain, my knee's not like sticking. It's just wonderful.
And after the first injection, I knew it was going to work.
Remember, it's covered by Medicare and most private insurance. So call Arthritis Knee Pain Centers now and schedule your no-charge, no-obligation knee pain screening. Call 800-280-3418. That's 800-280-3418.
In today's
today's fast-paced world, you need news now.
But it's more than that. It's about trust.
It's always looking for what's new.
What's happening now and what's next. It's the first alert to keep you safe. It's being there for the wins and the losses.
It's digging deeper and asking the important questions.
Live, local, trusted.
That's our promise.
That's WKYT News.
Did you know summer is just 93 days long? Don't waste a second of it worrying about the forecast. That's why we First Alerts.
Our storm's on the way. You'll know days in advance.
All right, we're cooking up a little something to our west. Showers, rumble or two of thunder.
And if there's a heat wave coming, don't sweat it.
We'll give you a heads up long before it heats up outside.
A lot of heat's going to be building in here. You can see it already.
No matter what's coming your way, you will always know first with the WKYT First Alert Weather Team.
Search WKYT on your favorite streaming device. Install and enjoy today.
Welcome back. Trust in the healthcare system plummeted during the pandemic, and there's new data on whether taxing sugary drinks helps battle obesity.
Bradley Blackburn has the details in this Better Living report.
One side effect from the COVID-19 pandemic was a sharp drop in confidence in the medical system. Researchers at Massachusetts General Hospital used surveys of 400,000 adults and found trust in hospital physicians declined from 71% in April 2020 to 40% at the beginning of this year. The lower the trust, the less likely an individual was to get vaccinated for COVID or influenza. Breakthrough new research in DNA repair could help create better cancer treatments in the future. Researchers at the UK's Medical Research Council say they've identified how DNA can repair itself from environmental damage like sun exposure, alcohol use, smoking, and pollution. The discovery could help make cancer drugs more effective, especially against cancers that are chemotherapy resistant. And putting a tax on sugar-sweetened beverages like soda could help improve the health of young people. A study published in JAMA Network Open studied 4 California cities where taxes were implemented and found body mass index declined when compared to cities without a tax. The differences were most significant for kids under age 12 who were overweight or obese. Those are some of today's health headlines. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
Jim, they can't make that Mountain Dew more expensive.
Goodness, Jim's not very happy about that.
I don't want any part of that. No, that'll mess up my day. Right now, we got something that could change the pattern up a little bit. That'll come our way. After the past few days, showers, thunderstorms have been showing up every single day. Scattered at first, then you get a big push later in the day. Well, what's going to happen here is we're going to get in front to go through the area. I stopped the clock here at 4 o'clock in the morning on Friday. It starts driving in. There's going to be another chance that we could see something stronger out there for your Friday. Behind it, there's a little bit of energy that keeps some scattered stuff going into your Saturday. But after that front goes through, we settle down. We got a nice little drink of water here, guys, these past few days. So now we're going to go through some dry days. Problem is, it gets pretty steamy. So watching a little change in the pattern is the next big thing.
Thanks, Jim. Up next, going for the gold.
A Lexington-born fencing star competes in Paris again today. We hear from her coach.